Most people don't fail because of bad luck. They fail because of invisible programming they never questioned, the money beliefs absorbed in childhood, the career moves they never made, the business mistakes they'll learn too late, the ownership they never claimed. Today, we expose all of it, and I hand you the exact blueprint to build wealth, master your career, and finally take back control of your life. Let me tell you what a money script is. It's the story about money you absorbed before you ever earned $1 yourself. And here's what nobody tells you. Every single person has a completely different money script. We pick it up from parents, culture, environment, then we just run it like it's universal truth. But it's not permanent, and it's probably not even accurate. If you grew up hearing, "We can't afford that," or "Rich people are greedy," or "Money doesn't grow on trees," you didn't question it. You just absorbed it. Those lines are creating an invisible ceiling on what you think you deserve to earn. They're controlling how guilty you feel when you start making more. They're shaping whether you see money as dangerous or empowering. I grew up in a traditional household. We weren't struggling, but money always felt conceptually tight. My dad did well for himself, but even now, he still flies economy. Last summer, I took him on a private flight for the first time. He was genuinely disgusted, thought it was the most wasteful thing I'd ever done. That's a money script in action. His parents lived through tougher times. They taught him what they knew: safety, stability, don't ask for too much. The unspoken rule was work hard, stay small, and if you're lucky, retire with a little bit left. But we exist in a completely different era now, an era of wild digital abundance. I can love my parents, honor them, and still not drag their limitations into my future. When I started making real money young, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months at 23, 24 years old, my dad couldn't process it. I'd hear things like, "This could all disappear," or "Make sure you're saving it." The energy was there. Don't talk about it. Don't enjoy it too much. This won't last. What I should have heard was, "This is just the beginning. You're going to scale this. You're going to sell companies. You're going to learn how real money moves." But that wasn't the script I was given. The turning point came when I started getting around people who actually had money. I saw how they talked to their kids. The script was completely different. They said things like, "You're going to build something massive, and wealth is your birthright." It all clicked. So start asking yourself this right now. What if money actually likes me? What if money amplifies my ability to take care of people I love? What if I can be generous and wealthy at the same time? Tonight, write down 5 to 10 lines about money you heard growing up. Get them out on paper, then write your new script. Money is attracted to my discipline and energy. The more I make, the more people I can help. Wealth is my birthright. Poverty is just a glitch in the system. Read that every single morning. You've got new programming now. My friend, your relationship with money isn't about math. It's about the operating system running in your head. Two people can make the exact same $100,000 salary. One will multiply it, the other will burn through it. The difference isn't intelligence or discipline, it's the invisible software controlling every financial decision they make. Your money operating system determines which opportunities you even notice. It controls how much wealth you'll actually let yourself keep. It decides whether you invest in growth or hoard out of fear. I'm sure you heard about lottery winners going broke. Happens almost every time. But imagine Bill Gates winning the lottery. Same money, completely different operating system. That's what we're debugging today. My friend, before I show you the internal thermostat that's been sabotaging you, I'm going to reveal something that most people get completely backwards about building wealth, and it's costing them everything. Every person has this quiet internal thermostat that says, "This is how much someone like me makes." If your thermostat is set at $60,000 a year and you somehow land a $90,000 job, you'll find a way to blow it, quit, or sabotage it. And if you drop to $40,000, you'll grind your way back up. It's internal nervous system programming that keeps pulling you back to baseline. You can see this with people around you. The guy stuck at the rental car place making $50,000 a year, if he won $500,000 tomorrow, he'd give it right back within 2 years. Not because he's stupid, because his thermostat is set at $50,000. Most people get this wrong. They think the money comes first, then the identity follows. It's backwards. You have to become the person first in your mind. Not in some fake way, but in an intentional, calculated way where you're designing the identity before the world believes you. I ask myself constantly, if I was already the person I want to become, how would I move right now? How would I be thinking? What would my relationship with money look like? You wouldn't be stuck in petty arguments. You wouldn't be doom scrolling for hours. You wouldn't tolerate low-quality situations. You'd pick better problems. You'd respect your own time. You'd make higher quality bets. That's the hack, my friend. You don't wait for the money to act like that person. You act like that person, and the money follows. The thermostat adjusts to match your identity. When I was making my first $10,000 months, I had to fight every instinct to stay small. My thermostat was set at maybe $40,000 a year. So when I started hitting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 months, something in me kept trying to self-sabotage. I'd make a bad investment. I'd slack off. I'd tell myself it was luck. But I caught myself. I started asking, what would the version of me making $100,000 months do right now? And slowly, my thermostat adjusted. The $10,000 months became normal, then $20,000, then $50,000. Not because I got smarter, but because I upgraded my internal identity first. Real talk, I'm curious where your thermostat is set right now. What income level feels normal for someone like you? Has there been a time when you hit above that and then somehow found yourself back at baseline? Drop it in the comments, because understanding this pattern in yourself is the first step to breaking it. My friend, I'm going to give you the simplest financial rule you'll ever learn. Your primary home is not an asset. The only definition you need, asset, something that puts money into your pocket. Liability, something that takes money out of your pocket. Done. The rich buy assets. The assets eventually pay for the fun stuff. The broke buy liabilities and call it rewarding themselves. Major liabilities. The car you're flexing that brings no value to your business. The apartment eating 40 to 50% of your income. The designer items you bought to impress people who don't care. The club table every weekend. Real assets, skills that earn, editing, storytelling, sales, marketing. A course or mentor that genuinely compresses your learning curve. Your own business that puts money in your pocket monthly. Media you own. Instagram pages, YouTube channels, email lists, software, systems, or people that help you make more. People get this twisted constantly. They call liabilities self-care. They call assets too expensive. $300 for a course that could change your income. Scam. $300 for a night out. Necessary. You'll keep repeating the same financial cycles until you invest in yourself and build real assets. That's why people stay broke. When I first started making money, I wanted the nice car. I wanted the expensive apartment. But I forced myself to ask, is this an asset or a liability? Does this put money in my pocket or take it out? I remember wanting to buy this watch. Beautiful piece, $8,000. That's $8,000 that could go into Facebook ads for my business. That's $8,000 that could pay for a video editor so I could focus on higher level work. The watch was pure liability, so I didn't buy it. I put that money into my business. That decision probably made me 6 figures over the next year because I was focused on assets, not liabilities. Trust me, my friend, once you start seeing every purchase through this lens, your entire financial life transforms. You stop bleeding money on things that don't matter. You start building real wealth through things that compound. Scarcity mode says there's never enough. If they win, I lose. If I spend, it's gone forever. You can be making $50,000 a month and still live in scarcity mode. I've done it myself. Let me tell you, it doesn't make for a good life. In scarcity mode, the entire world shrinks. You obsess over problems. You say no to investments that could change everything. You get bitter when others win. You're saving, but you're not growing. Abundance isn't delusion. It's not sitting on your couch thinking the universe is going to deliver you a Lamborghini. Abundance is a lens. It says there's always more money to be made. There are infinite ways to win. If they can do it, so can I. When you look at someone winning and you feel inspired instead of jealous, that's abundance. When you see someone else's success as proof of what's possible for you too, that's abundance. Kanye said something that stuck with me. If you're a Kanye West fan, you're not a fan of me. You're a fan of yourself. He's just out there doing it. And if you look at someone like that and feel resentment, it's showing you your own limiting beliefs. Abundance doesn't mean reckless spending. It means you invest and expand instead of hoarding and shrinking. This is life maxing. You're all in on building a great life, and money is part of that equation. You're training your body, you're investing in experiences, you're learning new skills, you're putting yourself in better rooms. All of that costs money, but when done right, it's investment, not escapism. If you spend money on a better gym or a coach, that's an investment. Your body changes, your confidence shifts, your energy improves. That energy earns you more than the original cost. A few years back, I was invited to this mastermind in Miami. Cost was $5,000 just to attend. My scarcity brain immediately said no, but my abundance brain said, what if one conversation there leads to a partnership? I went. One conversation at that event led to a deal that made me over $200,000 in the following months. That's a 40 times return on a $5,000 investment. But I would have missed it entirely if I was operating from scarcity. My friend, you can start seeing money as a tool for expansion, not something to grip tightly out of fear. The tighter you hold it, the less it flows to you. My friend, if you're still here, I know you're not just looking for surface-level content. You want the real stuff, the strategies, the systems, and the mindset shifts that actually work. That's what I share with members of this channel. Members get priority replies to comments, early access to content, and you can even suggest topics you want me to cover next. If that resonates with you, just hit the join button below. Humans hate losing. Psychology proves this. Losing $100 hurts about twice as much as gaining $100 feels good. So we avoid loss like it's death itself. That's why you stay in a business that clearly doesn't work. Why you stay in a partnership that's been dead for months. Why you sit in a job that drains you. Loss aversion. You don't want to admit you lost, so you just keep slowly losing instead. I've been there. I've had businesses that didn't hit. Deals where I structured things wrong, people I trusted who bailed when things got hard, times I should have exited sooner, times I burned way too much cash because my ego wouldn't let me walk away. The thought was always, if you leave now, you failed. So I held on longer than I should have, and that cost me time, money, and energy I'll never get back. My friend, losses are tuition. Every failure, every wrong bet, every partnership that didn't work out, that's just expensive education. Once you start seeing it that way, everything changes. It becomes no losses, only lessons. If you learn from it and improve, you're basically operating like AI. You iterate, you get better, you don't make the same mistake twice. Get comfortable with losses, because the people who win big are the ones who failed fast, learned quick, and moved on without ego getting in the way. I had a business once where I put in $80,000 over the course of a year, product development, inventory, marketing, and it just wasn't working. Sales were slow, margins were tight. I was grinding for months trying to make it work because I couldn't stomach losing that $80,000. But every month I held on, I was losing more money and more time. Finally, I cut it, took the loss, admitted it didn't work, and within 3 months of letting that go, I started a different venture that made me over $300,000 in the first year, but I couldn't start that until I was willing to admit the first one was dead. Trust me, my friend, sometimes the best decision you can make is to cut your losses early and move on. The market doesn't care about your ego. All that matters is what you do next. My friend, this final belief I'm about to share with you is the one that keeps most people stuck, even when they've figured out everything else. Because this is about how you value the one resource you can never get back. The broke mindset is, my whole life is about saving money. This is why people drive 25 minutes out of their way to save $5 on gas. Why they spend hours trying to DIY something they could outsource for $50. Why they refuse to hire help even when they're drowning in low-level tasks. The mistake is, they never ask themselves, what is my time worth? If you can make $100 an hour doing high-value work, but you're spending 3 hours on a task you could pay someone $30 to do, you just lost $270. But people don't see it that way. They see the $30 expense and think they're being smart. The wealthy mindset flips this completely. Your priority becomes buying back time and attention so you can create more value. You're trading money to get your focus back so you can amplify what's already working. As your earning potential goes up, you could be trading money for time more, not less. I live this. I haven't cleaned my own place in years. I don't do every manual task in my business. I pay people so I can think, create, build, and recover, not because I'm too good for it, but because that's not my highest and best use of time anymore. Every hour I spend on a $20 per hour task is an hour I'm not spending on a $500 per hour task. That's not being lazy. That's understanding leverage. I was editing my own videos, spending 8 to 10 hours per video, but then I did the math. If I'm making $50,000 a month and working 200 hours, that's $250 an hour, but I'm spending 10 hours editing when I could pay someone $200 to do it. That means every video I edited myself cost me $2,500 in opportunity cost. Those 10 hours could have been spent on client work, business development, content strategy. So I hired an editor, paid him $200 per video. Suddenly I had 10 extra hours to focus on high-value work. That decision alone probably added $20,000 to my monthly income within a few months because I was focused on $250 per hour work instead of $20 per hour work. My friend, you can start valuing your time correctly, not based on what you're making now, but based on what your time could be worth if you were focused on the right things. That shift changes everything. You don't owe your old self a lifetime contract. You don't owe your childhood programming. You don't owe your old identity. You don't owe your current friend group a version of you that stays small. None of that is locked in. You can change. You can love those people, honor them, respect where they came from, and still say, I'm going to be the first one in my family who actually understands money. Not just how to make it, but how to hold it, how to grow it, how to deploy it. You're not greedy for wanting more. You're responsible for wanting better. There's a difference between wanting wealth so you can flex and wanting wealth so you can take care of people, create impact, and build something that lasts. Pick one belief from this video that hit you the hardest. Maybe it's your money script. Maybe it's your wealth thermostat. Maybe it's your fear of loss or your time trap. Spend the next 30 days attacking that one thing. Every morning when you wake up, journal about it. Talk about it with people you trust. Take real action on it. Start tonight. Write down your old money script. Then write your new one. Set your thermostat higher. Start categorizing every purchase as asset or liability. Choose abundance over scarcity. Cut one dead investment. Buy back 1 hour of your time. You're not going to become wealthy from watching this one video, but you will change your life if you actually implement this. Rewrite the script. Design the character. Build assets. Operate from abundance. Pay tuition when necessary and grow from it. Buy back your time. And then let money do what it's always wanted to do around you. Multiply. Start with one belief. Master it. Then come back and tackle the next one. This is how you build a completely different financial reality. Not overnight, but systematically, intentionally, and permanently. But here's the thing. Fixing your money mindset is only half the equation, because no matter how clearly you think about money, if you're playing the wrong game at work, you're still leaving everything on the table. The workplace has its own hidden rules. Most people spend years figuring them out the hard way, so here are a few lessons that will save you some time. Lesson number 1, identify what game you're actually playing. Here's something I've learned in my experience. Most people are playing games they never consciously chose. In school, the game was obvious. Get good grades, land the internship, get the job offer. Then you start working, and suddenly nobody explains what the new game is. I spent my first year obsessing over my immediate tasks, completely missing that the real game had shifted. It wasn't about being the best at executing tasks. It was about building relationships, developing leverage, and figuring out what kind of career I actually wanted. Every few months, it helps to pause and get clear on the game you're actually playing, and whether it still matches the one you want to commit your time and energy to. That career path you picked at 22 isn't a life sentence. Past effort doesn't obligate future commitment. What matters is whether the direction still makes sense for who you are now and where you want to end up. It takes more courage to pivot when you realize you're wrong than to keep climbing out of pride. Why climb a corporate ladder that's leaning against the wrong building? The best relationships aren't found. They're built through consistent small actions when no one's watching. Success isn't about having zero problems. It's about becoming the type of person who solves problems faster than they accumulate. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade with daily discipline. Lesson number 2, develop skills that compound over time. When you're starting out, you're focused on immediate results, completing tasks, meeting deadlines, looking busy. Work is about finishing whatever's in front of you and keeping momentum. It feels productive because there's constant activity, even if the direction isn't clear yet. But here's what I wish someone had explained to me. The most powerful thing you can do is build skills that improve with time. Communication, negotiation, strategic thinking, learning how to learn new systems quickly. These don't just add to what you can do, they multiply it. Someone who starts improving their communication at 23 doesn't just get better at emails. They learn to influence decisions, navigate politics, and build relationships at workplaces that open new doors for opportunities. Start early with skills that have no expiration date. The person who masters emotional regulation at 25 doesn't just handle stress better, they become the calm in every storm, the one teams trust when stakes are high. Real power isn't controlling outcomes, it's controlling your response when outcomes refuse to cooperate. Now, I'm about to tell you the single habit that compounds into six figures over your career, but first, we need to talk about the foundation most people completely ignore until their body forces them to pay attention. Lesson number 3, your health is your foundation. Here is something most adults don't believe. Your posture matters. I spent my first few years hunched over a desk for 10 hours straight, sleeping 5 hours a night while eating garbage. Now I'm dealing with back pain, energy crashes, and paying for problems I could have prevented. At 23, your body tolerates abuse, but it's keeping score. Small habits compound, taking breaks, moving regularly, sleeping enough, managing stress. They're not luxuries, they're investments in decades of sustained performance. The energy you protect today determines how long you can stay in the game tomorrow. Lesson number 4, document your wins. Keep a running list of your achievements, contributions, and results. Not for your ego, but for negotiation. Most people forget 90% of what they accomplished 6 months ago. When review time comes, they blank. They undersell themselves. They lose thousands of dollars because they can't articulate their value. I started keeping a wins document where I log every significant contribution, client success, project completed ahead of schedule, problem solved, money saved. When it's time to negotiate, I have ammunition. When I update my resume, I have specifics. Your memory fades and distorts over time. Written systems don't. Documentation keeps decisions, processes, and lessons intact long after motivation and recall disappear. Trust scales in ways talent never will. People forget your credentials, but remember whether you delivered when it mattered. Lesson number 5, become a documentarian of your learning. Let me tell you something that might help you one day. Whenever you attend a meeting, complete a project, or learn something new, write down what you learned immediately. Not a summary, but your actual insights and observations. When I finished my first major project at 23, I thought I'd remember all the lessons forever. I didn't. Now, after every significant experience, I spend 10 minutes writing down what worked, what didn't, and what I'd do differently next time. Your brain isn't a filing cabinet. It's a sieve that lets information slip through unless you actively capture it. The act of writing forces you to process experiences more deeply. Reviewing your notes months later reveals patterns you missed in the moment. Lesson number 6, become the connector. My friend, every workplace needs someone who brings people together. Be that person. Start the cross-functional project, organize the team lunch, introduce people who should know each other. Most people wait for someone else to take initiative. You take initiative, you become valuable. The person who learns to connect and coordinate early becomes the person others naturally turn to when opportunities arise. I started doing this my second year working, and it completely changed my trajectory. Instead of waiting to be included, I became the person, including others. Lesson number 7, increase your surface area for luck. You're probably already decent at showing up and doing your job, but here's something nobody tells you. There's always room to do more. When you're debating between going straight home or attending that company event you're not excited about, go to the event. Individual events might not matter much, but the more you expose yourself to different people and situations, the more you increase your surface area for serendipity. Some of my best opportunities came from conversations I almost skipped. Luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. You can't meet opportunities from your apartment. Lesson number 8, visibility beats perfection. Here's something that took me too long to learn. Doing great work in isolation doesn't advance your career. You need people to know you're doing great work. That doesn't mean being obnoxious. It means sharing updates, presenting at meetings, volunteering for visible projects. The best performer who nobody knows about gets passed over. The decent performer who everyone knows gets promoted. Visibility functions as strategy. Building your network in private guarantees obscurity. Building it in public, through writing, speaking, contributing, turns competence into opportunity before you even apply. Lesson number 9, don't burn bridges, ever. Don't badmouth colleagues. Don't leave jobs dramatically. Don't send that angry email. That person you think is incompetent. They might be your hiring manager 5 years from now. The industry is smaller than you think. People will remember you based on how you made them feel. Being professional costs nothing but builds a reputation that compounds over time. Here's what I'm genuinely curious about. Have you ever had that moment where you realized you were drastically underpaid? Maybe you found out a colleague was making $20,000 more for the same role, or you interviewed somewhere and discovered your market rate was way higher than you thought. What did you do about it? Did you negotiate, or did you stay quiet and regret it? Drop your story below, because I guarantee someone reading this needs to hear it. Lesson number 10, Negotiate every offer, every single one. My friend, if you don't negotiate your first salary, you lose money forever. That raise you didn't ask for compounds quietly. Lower increases follow. Lower starting points at the next role follow too. Over a career, not negotiating your first offer costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars. I didn't negotiate my first job. Biggest financial mistake I've made. Companies expect you to negotiate. They respect you for it. The worst they'll say is no. The salary you accept today sets the baseline for every raise, bonus, and offer that follows. Leaving money on the table once compounds into six figures, you'll never recover over a career. Lesson number 11, track your market value relentlessly. Here's the truth. You should know what you're worth every single quarter. Value is set by demand, not self-perception. Pay reflects what buyers exchange for your skills and experience. Ongoing market exposure sharpens that awareness. Recruiter conversations and public data reveal ranges. Clarity comes from knowing where you actually land. Most people have no idea they're underpaid until they accidentally discover it years later. The only way to stay competitive is to actively monitor your value, then use that information to negotiate or move. Your market rate isn't what you're paid, it's what someone else would pay you tomorrow. Check it yearly, because the gap between your salary and your worth is profit your employer pockets while you stay comfortable. Information is leverage. Get the information. By the way, I just launched YouTube memberships on the channel. If you've ever wanted to get more involved or support what I do here, this is a great way to do it. Members get some cool perks, like priority replies to your comments, and even the chance to suggest topics for future videos. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, check out the join button below. I'd love to have you on board. Lesson number 12. Nothing good happens after hours unless it's strategic. My friend, working late occasionally is fine. Working late consistently is a trap. Working late every night doesn't prove commitment. It reveals poor time management, not dedication. The people getting promoted weren't the ones staying latest. They were the ones delivering results efficiently and going home. Long hours aren't a badge of honor. They're often a symptom of poor boundaries or inefficient systems. Protect your time. It's the only resource you can't get back. Lesson number 13, consistency beats heroics. Reliable weekly output trumps sporadic brilliance. Companies hire for dependability, not unpredictable genius. I used chaste perfection on every project until I learned what matters. Managers need someone they can count on to deliver quality work, on time, repeatedly. Excellence is meaningless without consistency. Random bursts of greatness create anxiety, not trust. Be the person who shows up every week, every deadline. That predictability builds trust. Trust builds your reputation. Your reputation determines how far you advance. Stop trying to be a hero. Start being reliable. The person who delivers solid work consistently will always outperform the genius who disappears between projects. Advancement requires trust. Trust requires consistency. Choose boring reliability over dramatic excellence. Lesson number 14. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. Here's something they don't tell you at work if you want to improve the process. Stop asking for permission. I burned months early in my career seeking approval for new approaches. Complete waste of time. Here's what actually happens. You try something new, it works, nobody cares how you got there, or someone tells you to stop. That's it. That's the worst case. Most people don't care how you work, only that you deliver results. The world rewards initiative far more than it punishes reasonable mistakes. Stop waiting for a green light. If it's within your responsibility and won't break anything critical, just try it. Ask forgiveness, not permission. Cautious people wait. Successful people act. Take action. Apologize if needed. Move forward. Lesson number 15. Stop worrying about what colleagues think. People aren't thinking about you as much as you think. Everyone's too busy managing their own anxiety and workload to obsess over yours. That mistake you made last week, they forgot already. They're too busy replaying their own errors. This realization is incredibly freeing. You're not the main character in anyone else's career story. Most of your anxiety about judgment disappears when you realize everyone else is equally worried about how they're coming across. Lesson number 16. Question your assumptions about what's possible. When a task feels impossible, pause and consider how difficult it truly needs to be. I made my early career brutal because I thought struggle equaled hard work. Wrong. I was psyching myself out. Most things aren't as hard as you're making them. You're adding mental weight that doesn't exist. Change your default from, "This is going to be brutal," to, "What's the efficient path here?" Everything shifts. Stop romanticizing difficulty. Hard work doesn't mean suffering through bad processes or overthinking simple problems. Check whether the challenge is truly difficult, or if you're just overcomplicating something simple. Most of the time, it's the second one. Stop making work harder than it is. Now, the next shift I'm about to share might seem counterintuitive. Most people think success means never falling behind, but that's exactly what keeps them stuck. The real game changer is understanding how to handle the inevitable without letting it destroy your momentum. Lesson number 17. Most meetings are worthless. Be strategical. If a meeting has no agenda, no clear purpose, or you're just there to stay in the loop, you probably don't need to be there. Your time is valuable. Spending 2 hours in a pointless meeting could be 2 hours solving actual problems, building relationships, or developing skills. Learn to decline meetings diplomatically. Suggest alternatives. Ask for notes afterward. The smartest people figure out how to protect their time and focus their energy where it actually matters. Lesson number 18. Falling behind is normal. Systems are the answer. About 90% of your colleagues are behind on something right now. They're just better at hiding it than you are. The answer isn't longer hours, it's better systems. Automate repetitive tasks. Create templates for anything you do twice. Build processes that eliminate friction before it starts. When a wave hits, you need infrastructure that holds up without you white-knuckling through every task. Stop trying to outwork the problem. Outsystem it instead. The person who never falls behind isn't working harder. They built better rails to run on. Build once, benefit forever. That's how you survive the waves without drowning. Lesson number 19. Build income streams outside your job. Your job is not your only source of income. It shouldn't be. Start a side project, freelance, consult, build something. I started doing small freelance work while working full-time. The money was nice, but that wasn't the point. The point was learning I could create value and get paid for it outside a traditional job structure. That knowledge gave me confidence, leverage in negotiations, options when I needed them. You're not trying to replace your job immediately. You're building optionality for the future. Learning to generate income independently is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Lesson number 20. Collaboration over competition. Your colleagues aren't your enemies. They're potential allies. Share what you know. Help others succeed. Build a reputation as someone who makes others better. Some people hoard knowledge thinking it gives them leverage. It doesn't. It makes them isolated and replaceable. The people who advance fastest are the ones who make everyone around them more effective. Be generous with your knowledge. The goodwill compounds in ways you can't predict. Lesson number 21. Focus on what you can control. This is probably the most important lesson on this list. Spend your mental energy on things within your control, your effort, your skills, your attitude, your response to situations. Don't waste emotional energy on things outside your control, company politics, your boss's mood, the economy, your colleagues' performance. You can't control everything, but you can control how you show up, how you respond, and how you invest your time. That's enough. Lesson number 22. Learn to read the room before you speak. Here's something that took me way too long to figure out. Timing matters more than being right. I used to think that if I had a good idea, I should just share it immediately. Wrong. I learned the hard way that the same suggestion lands completely differently depending on when and how you deliver it. Your boss is stressed about a deadline, not the time to pitch your process improvement idea, even if it's brilliant. The team just got bad news, not the moment to advocate for your project getting more resources. Reading the room isn't about being fake or political. It's about being strategic with when you use your influence. Pay attention to your manager's stress levels, recent company announcements, team morale, budget cycles, and who else is in the conversation. The exact same idea presented at the wrong time gets ignored. Presented at the right time, it gets implemented and you get credit. Most people focus entirely on what they're saying. Smart people focus equally on when they're saying it. Timing isn't everything, but it's the difference between your ideas being adopted or dismissed. Learn to wait for the right moment, even when waiting feels uncomfortable. Lesson number 23. Protect your reputation by owning mistakes. Fast. Nobody expects you to be perfect. They expect you to be honest when you mess up. I've seen careers stall because someone tried to hide a mistake, hoping nobody would notice. They always notice, and the cover-up is always worse than the mistake itself. Here's what actually builds trust. Owning your mistakes immediately, before anyone else discovers them. I missed this deadline. I made an error in that report. I misunderstood the requirements. Then immediately follow with what you're doing to fix it. When you own mistakes fast, people remember your integrity, not your error. When you hide them, people remember that you can't be trusted. I screwed up a client deliverable early in my career. My instinct was to quietly fix it and hope nobody noticed. Instead, I immediately told my manager, explained what happened, and presented my plan to fix it. She thanked me for the heads up, fixed it together, never mentioned it again. That moment built more trust than months of perfect work would have. Your reputation isn't built on never making mistakes. It's built on how you handle them when they inevitably happen. The person who says, "I messed up, here's how I'm fixing it," advances faster than the person who's always making excuses or pointing fingers. Own it, fix it, move on. Look, you can bookmark this and forget it exists. You can nod along and change nothing. Most people will. Or you can pick 3 lessons right now and actually implement them this week. The gap between people who succeed and people who stay stuck isn't intelligence or luck. It's whether they actually use what they learn. Your career isn't happening to you. You're building it with every decision, every conversation, every time you choose action over comfort. These lessons cost me years to learn. They're yours for free. The only question is whether you'll treat them like free advice, ignored and wasted, or like the expensive lessons they actually are. Everyone's playing the game. You now know the rules most people figure out too late, so you understand how to move intelligently inside a workplace. But what if you want to take the next step, like building your own business? My friend, stepping out of employment into entrepreneurship isn't just a career change. It's a completely different game, a mental change, and every level of that game has a specific trap most people fall straight into. So let me tell you the brutal truth about each one. Level 1, the hustler. My friend, let me tell you about the phase that breaks most people. You're making $100,000 to $300,000 in revenue, and you feel like you're drowning. You're selling your time, every single hour of it, and here's what nobody warns you about. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. Your job right now isn't building a perfect brand or designing some fancy website. Your job is proof. Can you actually deliver results? That's it. That's the only question that matters. You know you're stuck here when you look at your day and realize you're doing literally everything. Sales calls at 9 a.m., delivering the work at 2 p.m., answering customer emails at 6 p.m., posting on social media at 9 p.m., doing bookkeeping before bed. All of it falls on you. And the brutal truth, your income is handcuffed to your hours. When you stop working, the money stops flowing. There are only so many hours in a day, and you've already maxed them out. I've watched hundreds of people stuck in this exact trap, and here's what changes everything. The scaling credo. It's built around one word that most people hate because it means saying no to everything else. Focus. Follow one course until successful. One target customer, not everyone. Not anyone who needs my service. One specific person with one specific problem that you solve better than anyone else. Get so focused, it feels uncomfortable. One product. Stop creating 14 different offers because you think variety equals sales. It doesn't. It equals confusion. Pick one thing you're going to sell and get dangerously good at delivering it. One conversion tool. At this level, it's probably you on a phone call. You're talking to potential buyers, explaining value, handling objections, closing deals. Get comfortable with this because sales and communication will carry you through every single level of business. It's a meta skill that never stops paying dividends. One channel. Instagram, LinkedIn, cold email, whatever. Pick one and commit to it for 365 days. Here's what I need you to hear. Do all 4 of those things for 1 full year. Fight every urge to add more. Execute these 4 elements consistently for 365 days, and you'll hit $1 million in revenue. I've seen it happen over and over. But let me give you 3 daily habits that accelerate everything. Post 3 pieces of content every single day. Video content. Talk directly to your camera. Tell stories. Share lessons. Explain your process. This isn't just marketing. This is you learning to communicate clearly. And communication is what separates people who make $100,000 from people who make millions. Reach out to 5 people daily. Reach out to someone who follows you. Reach out to a possible client. Reach out to someone you respect. Treat relationship building like a core part of your work because it directly affects your income. The more genuine connections you build, online or in person, the more opportunities show up. Make one offer every day, just one. Talk about your service, invite people to work with you, ask for the sale. You'll get 1 yes out of every 10 offers. That's 3 new clients a month. That's momentum. I worked with a freelancer who was stuck around $100,000 for 2 years. He showed me his offerings, and I counted 14 different services. Nobody was buying any of them quickly because nobody understood what he actually did. So we simplified. We looked at what he was actually great at, what he genuinely enjoyed doing, and what the market was willing to pay for. We cut everything except one thing: building websites for local gyms. In 30 days, he sold 10 websites. The money followed, the confidence followed, the clarity followed. You solve problems at this level by doing less, not more, by focusing on fewer things and building them up. Most people stop because they get bored. They've done the same thing for 3 months and they want something new, something exciting. But repetition is exactly what you need right now. Consistency builds compound returns that novelty never will. Mastery emerges from doing the same essential things better each time, not from chasing whatever looks interesting this week. Your scattered approach got you to 6 figures. Your focused approach will get you to 7. The question is whether you're willing to be bored long enough to break through. I'm about to show you what happens when you master this level and demand starts flooding in. But there's a dangerous trap waiting that most entrepreneurs fall into. Let me explain. Level 2. The specialist. My friend, you're somewhere between $300,000 and $1 million, and you're about to learn the most expensive lesson in business. You are the problem. The marketing works. Demand is flooding in. Your calendar is booked solid for months. You should feel successful, but instead you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and honestly a little resentful. Because while revenue is up, your life is worse than when you were making half as much. Here's what's happening. You're the bottleneck. Every decision runs through you. You thought growth would feel like freedom, but it feels like being buried alive under your own success. Think about opening a restaurant. You can't simultaneously take orders at the front, cook in the kitchen, serve tables, clean dishes, and balance the books in the back office. Something breaks. Usually it's you. This is where most people make one of 2 mistakes. They either try to push through and work harder, burning out completely within 6 months, or they hire randomly, throwing warm bodies at problems without systems, which creates even more chaos. I've watched both paths destroy businesses that had real potential. The answer isn't working harder or hiring faster. It's buying back your time strategically, which starts with brutal honesty about where your time actually goes. Pull up your calendar from the past 2 weeks. Every meeting, every task, every hour. Now categorize everything into 3 buckets. Things that make you money, things that keep the business running, and things that drain your soul. That last bucket, the tasks that leave you feeling dead inside, the work someone else could do just as well or better. That's your roadmap. I worked with an agency owner making $800,000 who spent 4 hours daily answering client emails and managing project updates. 4 hours. When I asked why, he said, "Nobody else can handle clients like I can." We hired a client success manager, recorded him handling emails for 3 days, and had her watch the videos while documenting the process. Within 2 weeks, she was better at it than he was because she actually enjoyed it. He bought back 20 hours a week, which he immediately filled with sales calls that added $300,000 in new contracts over the next quarter. That's the pattern. Audit where your time goes, transfer the tasks that drain you to people who are energized by that work, then immediately fill your freed up time with activities that multiply your income, sales calls, strategic partnerships, content creation, whatever moves the needle in your business. But here's what nobody tells you about this phase. Buying back your time isn't the hard part. The hard part is accepting that each new level demands a different version of you. The skills and habits that got you to $300,000 won't get you to $1 million. You need to evolve. New level, new devil. The problems get more complex. The decisions carry more weight. The person you need to become is someone you haven't met yet. Most people resist this. They want to stay comfortable, keep doing what worked before, avoid the discomfort of growth. That's why most businesses plateau here. They hit a ceiling that's actually just the owner refusing to change. Your business can only grow as fast as you do. Buy back your time, then invest it in becoming someone capable of handling what comes next. But the 10-80-10 rule works like this. The first 10% is ideation. Get crystal clear on the vision. This is what we're building. Here are the specs. Here's what success looks like. The middle 80% is execution. Let someone else execute the plan. Step back and let them do their thing. The final 10% is integration. Come back in, review the work, refine it, tweak it. Even if they're only doing it at 80% of your quality, 80% done by someone else is 100% awesome. It's off your plate and you're freed up for higher value activities. At this level, your non-negotiable first hire should be an executive assistant or admin support. Not having that person is playing entrepreneurship on hard mode. At this stage, you should be able to afford it. If you don't value your time, nobody else will. and people who don't value their own time will be the first to waste yours. Once you've bought back your time, you need systems to keep chaos from creeping back in. Protecting your time requires saying no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great ones. Your boundaries teach others how to treat you, and weak boundaries invite endless interruptions. Before we move into level 3, I'm genuinely curious. What was the hardest part about making your first hire? Was it finding the right person, letting go of control, or actually affording to pay someone? Drop a comment and let me know where you struggled most. Your answer might help someone else who's sitting on the fence right now, afraid to pull the trigger on their first team member. Level 3, the operator. Now you're making $1 million to $3 million. You've built something real, an actual business making real money. Now it's time to operate it properly. Without proper systems, chaos slowly creeps in. The scary part? You might think chaos is normal. You might think this is just what running a business feels like, but it's not. These problems are abnormal. Think about how a laundromat works. Clothes go in, they get washed, rinsed, dried, folded, same cycle every time. You don't do something different for t-shirts versus socks versus jeans. It's standardized. Your business needs that at this level. Standardize your delivery, raise your prices to match the value you're providing, make your onboarding process smooth and repeatable. I had a friend who built AI-powered chat software. At first, he created custom solutions for everyone. Sounds good in theory, but there was zero repeatability. Every customer was special, which meant he was constantly rebuilding the wheel. We created a simple, standard path for every new customer. The software did the heavy lifting, but there was a clear process for getting people integrated and using the system. That streamlining cut his churn in half and let him raise rates by 20%. The business became way more fun to own. My friend, most people fail at delegation because they hand off tasks without teaching anyone how to actually do them. Then they get frustrated when the work comes back wrong, so they just do it themselves. That cycle keeps you trapped forever. Here's what changes everything: the 4S's framework. Scope means defining exactly what done looks like, not vague instructions like handle the clients. Specific outcomes. If you can't clearly communicate what complete looks like, don't be surprised when someone delivers something that doesn't meet your standards. Steps give people the sequence to follow. This is where systems save you. Save yourself time, energy, money, and stress. Without a system, nobody can replicate what you do without dragging you into every single decision. Document the process once, reference it forever. Standards aren't what you say they are. Standards are what you accept. If you tell your team, respond to clients within 24 hours, but let it slide when someone takes 3 days, you don't have a standard, you have a suggestion. Real standards come with consequences when they're broken. Scorecard gives people a way to measure their own performance. Without clear metrics, there's no accountability and no way for them to know if they're winning or losing. Create simple tracking so they can self-assess and you can ensure quality without micromanaging every detail. At this level, your entire job becomes clear. Hire someone to handle delivery while you focus exclusively on marketing and sales. That's the only way out. If you've been watching these videos and getting value from this content, I just launched a membership program for this channel. Members get priority replies to their comments, can suggest topics for future videos, and it's just a way to support what we're building here. If you're interested, hit the join button below. It's a small thing that makes a big impact on what I'm able to create. Level 4, the growth creator. You now stop taking random swings and start placing bets you already understand. You build a steady growth engine, your inbound marketing, outbound sales, and partner referrals all moving in sync. You can actually see how the whole system works, and you know exactly what actions lead to what results. If I handed you $1 million right now and said, invest this in your business and guarantee me $3 million back in 6 months, could you tell me exactly how you'd do it? If you can't answer that with confidence, you're still gambling. At this level, you need to know your numbers so well that you can make that guarantee. Think of your business like a plane. If you've only got one engine and it fails, you're going down. 2 engines and 1 fails, you can still fly, but it's risky. 4 engines and 1 fails, no problem. You keep cruising while you fix it. Most businesses at this stage are too dependent on one channel. I've seen people crushing it with Facebook ads, but the moment their ad account got flagged or costs went up, their entire revenue stream dried up. The solution is simple: diversify your lead sources. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Let me tell you the 3 components that growth has. Inbound magnet. Content that educates your market for free. Teach people how to get results in your area of expertise. This content does double duty. It attracts leads and trains your internal team. You're building trust by giving away valuable information, and that trust converts into sales. Outbound megaphone. Work with lead providers or build your own outbound system to reach potential customers directly. Approach it from a service mindset. Hey, I'm reaching out to see if you have this problem. If you do, I might be able to help. No sleazy sales tactics, just genuine helpfulness. Partner program. Find people who already have access to your ideal customers and create a referral system. Pay them a fee for every customer they send your way. This alone can take you from $3 million to $10 million in months if you do it right. At this level, you hire a head of demand generation. This person is responsible for all campaigns, all traffic to your website, all conversions. You might still be the face of the company, but they're making sure leads keep flowing consistently. Your focus at this stage? Sales and leadership. That's it. The mindset shift that has to happen. Hope isn't a growth strategy. Systems are. Change your hope into expectation. You should expect to hit your numbers because you've built a system that consistently produces results. Growth exposes all the cracks in your foundation. If your foundation breaks, you break. Make sure your systems are solid before you scale. Level 5, the CEO. At this level, the business can no longer be you. It can't even work through you. You have to install leaders and work through them to get outcomes. You implement weekly and quarterly rhythms that keep everything running smoothly. You're no longer the chief firefighter, you're the chief executive officer. You're the architect, not the person pouring concrete. You set the plan, you inspect progress, you hold people accountable, but you don't do the work yourself. Signs you're stuck. You still approve every decision, even small stuff. Someone needs to buy office supplies, they come to you. Someone wants to adjust a marketing campaign, they need your sign-off. This is killing your growth. The second sign is that as the business gets bigger, you feel like you're moving slower. It's this weird paradox where you have more revenue, but less momentum. The decision ladder solves this. Anyone on the team can spend $50 to solve any problem they see. They don't need permission. They just do it, and then tell their manager, so there's a feedback loop. Managers can spend up to $500. Directors can spend up to $5,000. Executives can spend up to $50,000, all without needing your approval. Adjust these numbers based on your business, but the principle is the same. Empower your team to make decisions. This frees you up to focus on actual CEO-level work. Leadership rhythms that actually work. My friend, here's what most leaders get wrong. They wing it. No structure, no rhythm, just constant chaos and wondering why their team feels lost. You need predictable touch points, not more meetings, better meetings. Every morning, 15-minute stand-up, 3 questions only. What did you finish yesterday? What are you doing today? Where are you stuck? Your job as the leader, spend the rest of your day getting people unstuck. Every week, 60-minute sync. Review your scorecards, check project status, surface issues before they become fires. This keeps everyone aligned instead of guessing what matters. Every month, financial review. Look at the numbers. Are you on track or bleeding money? You can't manage what you don't measure. Every quarter, planning session. This is crucial. Too many founders change direction every single week, which means their team never gets a chance to actually execute anything. Pick a direction and give people 90 days to work on it before you pivot. Every year, off-site. Step back from the chaos. Review your 10-year vision, your 5-year vision, your 3-year goals. Then break that down into a 1-year plan with your team. These rhythms create clarity, and clarity is what separates teams that execute from teams that just stay busy. The key insight: if every road leads to you, you're the traffic jam. You have to learn to work through people. I'm about to show you what separates a $30 million business from everything we've talked about so far. But before we get there, you need to understand why most entrepreneurs never make this jump, even when they have all the pieces in place. Level 6, the professional. When you're doing around $30 million to $50 million and up, you're no longer running a small operation. You're building an actual company with real structure. You bring in stronger systems, real executives, and you start focusing on culture, equity, and long-term strategy. Most people never get here, and not everyone needs to. But if this is where you're headed, understand that everything changes at this level. You're no longer just the founder who had a good idea. You're the leader of an organization. You need to think about succession planning, building a leadership team that can run the company without you, creating systems that can scale beyond anything you could personally manage. At this level, you're playing a completely different game. The decisions you make affect hundreds of people's livelihoods. The The systems you build need to support millions of dollars in revenue flowing through them every month. Your personal role shifts from operator to visionary. You're focused on the big picture, market positioning, competitive strategy, major partnerships, capital allocation. You're thinking 3 to 5 years out, not 3 to 5 months. You're building a legacy, not just a business. The skills that got you here, hustle, sales ability, operational excellence, those are still important, but now they're expressed through the leaders you've hired. Your job is to set the vision, build the culture, make the big bets, and get out of the way so your team can execute. At this level, you need real executive talent. People who've scaled businesses before, who know what good looks like, who can build and lead departments without you being involved in the details. You're paying top dollar for top talent because the cost of mediocre leadership at this scale is catastrophic. You're also thinking about things like board composition, investor relations if you've raised capital, strategic acquisitions, maybe even preparing for an exit if that's your goal. The conversations you're having are fundamentally different than anything at previous levels. The truth is, most entrepreneurs will never operate at this level, and that's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with building a $5 million or $10 million business that gives you an amazing lifestyle and the freedom to do what you want. Not everyone needs or wants to build a massive company, but if you do want to play at this level, you need to be clear about what it requires. It requires letting go of control in ways that will make you uncomfortable. It requires trusting people with big decisions. It requires accepting that things won't always be done the way you would do them and being okay with that. It requires a level of strategic thinking and long-term planning that most founders never develop. Here's the truth. The companies that succeed at this level have strong cultures, clear values, and leadership teams that are aligned around a common vision. They have systems and processes that ensure consistency and quality at scale. They have financial discipline and strategic clarity. They've moved beyond the founder's personality and become institutions in their own right. This is where you're building something that can outlast you, something that has value independent of your personal involvement. That's the ultimate goal at this level, to create something bigger than yourself. Look, here's what most people get wrong about this entire framework. They think the goal is to rush through all 6 levels as fast as possible. It's not. The goal is to master where you are right now, because here's the uncomfortable truth. You can't fake your way to the next level. You can't hire your way out of problems you haven't learned to solve yourself. You can't build systems for processes you don't understand. And you definitely can't lead people through challenges you've never faced. Each level is teaching you something essential. Level 1 teaches you how to sell and communicate. Level 2 teaches you how to value your time. Level 3 teaches you how to build systems. Level 4 teaches you how to create predictable growth. Level 5 teaches you how to lead through others. Level 6 teaches you how to build something bigger than yourself. Skip a lesson, and you'll pay for it later. I've seen it happen over and over. People try to jump from $500,000 to $5 million without learning how to systematize. They crash, they burn out, they end up back where they started, except now they're bitter and broke. Here's what nobody wants to hear. The business you want is on the other side of the person you need to become. And becoming that person takes time. It takes failure. It takes being uncomfortable. It takes letting go of things you're good at to make room for things you need to learn. So stop comparing yourself to people 3 levels ahead of you. Stop trying to implement strategies that don't match your stage. Stop feeling bad about where you are. Instead, get obsessed with mastering your current level. Study the people 1 level above you, build the skills you need for the next stage, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Because the freedom you're chasing, it's not at the finish line. There is no finish line. The freedom is in knowing exactly what game you're playing and having the skill set to win at that level. Figure out where you are, master it, then level up. And here's what ties every single level together. The one thing that separates people who move through them from people who stay stuck. It's not strategy, it's not capital, it's not talent. It's a choice, a simple, brutal, daily choice that most people avoid their entire lives. Because the real ceiling in business, in any area of life, is never the market. It's always you. The choice isn't what you think it is. It's not about working harder or setting bigger goals. The choice is this. Will you take ownership of your life, or will you let life happen to you? Most people think success is complicated. They think you need the perfect plan, the right connections, or some secret strategy. Wrong. Success is simple. It's about making one decision over and over again. Do I take responsibility for where I am, or do I blame something else? When you wake up and your motivation is gone, Do you get up anyway? Or do you hit snooze because you'll start tomorrow? When you fail at something, do you ask, what can I learn? Or do you say, this isn't fair? When life gets hard, do you adapt and push through? Or do you make excuses? This is the choice, and it's not just a one-time decision. It's a decision you make hundreds of times every single day. People who take ownership don't wait for perfect conditions. They create them. They don't wait to feel motivated. They act first, then motivation follows. They don't wait for permission. They give it to themselves. They don't wait for someone to save them. They become their own hero. And here's what's crazy. This choice doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you become. My friend, when you choose ownership once, it's just a decision. When you choose ownership daily for 5 years, it's a completely different life. Let me paint you 2 pictures. Picture 1, you wake up and immediately check your phone. You scroll for 30 minutes, telling yourself you're just checking messages. You get up when you feel like it, you eat whatever's convenient, you work on what feels urgent instead of what's important. You watch Netflix to unwind. You go to bed late, promising you'll do better tomorrow. 1 day of this, no big deal. But multiply this by 365 days, then by 5 years. That's 1,825 days of giving your power away. 1,825 days of choosing comfort over growth. 1,825 days of letting life happen to you instead of creating the life you want. Picture 2, you wake up before your alarm. You don't touch your phone for the first hour, you move your body, you eat something that fuels you. You work on your most important goal first. You say no to distractions. You invest in your future self. You go to bed knowing you won today. 1 day of this, it barely moves the needle. But multiply this by 1,825 days. That's 5 years of compound growth. 5 years of becoming the person who deserves the life you want. The math is simple. Small choices, repeated daily, create massive results. Very soon, I'll share the exact framework that made this choice effortless for me. A 3-step system that quiets the noise and makes ownership feel like second nature. Before we get there though, it's important to unpack why so many people hesitate at this very point. That's where the real shift begins. The biggest enemy of taking ownership isn't laziness. It's the illusion that you have unlimited time. Most people live like they're going to live forever. They act like there's always tomorrow, always next week, always next year to get serious. But here's the harsh truth. Time is the only currency that matters, and you're spending it every second, whether you're conscious of it or not. Right now, someone your age is building the business you dream about. Right now, someone with less talent than you is getting the results you want because they chose ownership while you chose comfort. Right now, someone is creating the life you say you want while you're waiting for the right time. The right time was 5 years ago. The second best time is right now. Every morning you hit snooze, someone else is getting ahead. Every excuse you make, someone else is finding a solution. Every time you say, I'll start Monday, someone else is starting today. And the gap between where you are and where they are, it's getting wider every single day. But here's what they don't want you to know. The gap can be closed, but only if you make the choice to close it. The biggest lie you tell yourself is, I'm not ready yet. Not ready to start the business. Not ready to have the difficult conversation, not ready to change your habits, not ready to take the risk. But here's what I've learned. Ready is a myth. You become ready by doing the thing you're not ready for. Think about it. Were you ready to drive before you got behind the wheel? Were you ready for your first job before you started working? Were you ready for any major change in your life before it happened? Of course not. You became ready through experience. Waiting for readiness is just fear wearing a disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discovering you're not as special as you thought. But here's what fear doesn't tell you. The cost of waiting is always higher than the cost of starting. Every day you wait, your competition gets stronger, your dreams get more distant, your confidence gets smaller, your excuses get louder. Meanwhile, the people who choose ownership, they're not waiting for permission, they're not waiting to feel ready, they're not waiting for perfect conditions, they're building while you're waiting. In just a second, I'll give you the exact 3 steps to make ownership automatic so you never have to rely on motivation again. But first, let me tell you about the moment that changed everything for me and why it's probably happening to you right now. Let me tell you, I wasted 7 years of my life waiting for the perfect moment. 7 years of being almost ready to start living. I had all the excuses. I needed more experience, more money, more connections, more time. The market wasn't right. I wasn't ready. But the truth? I was just scared. Scared of failing. Scared of succeeding. Scared of finding out who I really was when the comfortable lies were stripped away. Then one day, I had a conversation that changed everything. I was talking to someone who had built everything I said I wanted, and I asked him, "When did you know you were ready?" He looked at me and said, "I never felt ready. I just got tired of watching other people live the life I wanted." That hit me like a truck. How many years was I going to waste watching other people live my dreams? How many more excuses was I going to make? How many more some days was I going to let slip by? That night, I made the choice not to be perfect, not to have all the answers, just to take ownership of my life and start building. I'm curious about your own experience with this. What's the one thing you've been putting off, telling yourself you'll do it when you're ready? Maybe it's starting a business, having a difficult conversation, or making a major life change. I'd genuinely love to hear what you've been waiting on and what's really holding you back. Your honesty might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. My friend, that was me 5 years ago. And choosing ownership that day didn't just change what I did, it changed who I became. The person I was 5 years ago wouldn't recognize the person I am today, not because my circumstances changed, but because I changed. Here's the framework that makes ownership automatic. Decide, commit, execute. Step 1, decide. This isn't about making the perfect decision, it's about making a decision and making it perfect through your actions. Most people spend months deciding what to do. High performers spend minutes deciding and months executing. Pick one area of your life you want to change, just one. Don't try to transform everything at once. Pick the area that, if you improved it, would have the biggest impact on everything else. Your health, your relationships, your career, your finances. Pick one, decide, today. Step 2, commit. Deciding is easy. Committing is where most people fail. Commitment means you do the thing even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. It means you show up on the days when motivation is gone. It means you execute your plan on the days when everyone else is making excuses. It means you choose your future self over your current feelings. Commitment isn't a feeling. It's a choice you make every single day. Step 3, execution without emotion. This is where ownership becomes automatic. You don't execute when you feel inspired. You execute because you committed to execute. You don't wait for the perfect plan. You start with a good plan and improve it through action. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. And here's the secret. The first step is always available. Right now, today, 5 years from now, you will be somewhere. The question is, where? If you keep making the same choices you're making today, you already know where you'll be. You'll be in the same place, with the same problems, having the same conversations, feeling the same frustrations. But if you choose ownership today and every day for the next 5 years, you'll look back and realize that today was the day everything changed. The day you stopped waiting for permission and gave it to yourself. The day you stopped making excuses and started making progress. The day you stopped being a victim of your circumstances and became the creator of your results. This is your moment. This is your choice. You can close this video and go back to scrolling, go back to waiting, go back to the comfortable lies that keep you stuck. Or you can choose ownership, starting right now. Let me tell you, your life will change the moment you realize that no one is coming to save you. No perfect opportunity, no ideal timing, no magic moment when everything falls into place. It's just you, your choices, and the consequences of those choices. And that's actually the best news you'll ever hear, because if it's up to you, then you have complete control. You don't have to wait for anyone else. You don't have to hope for better circumstances. You don't have to rely on luck. You just have to choose ownership and then choose it again tomorrow and the day after that for 1,825 days. And at the end of those 1,825 days, you'll be living a completely different life. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. Not because opportunities found you, but because you created them. Not because you got lucky, but because you got disciplined. The choice is yours. The time is now. Your next 5 years are waiting. In 5 years, you'll either be the person who made the choice that changed everything, or the person who kept waiting for tomorrow. The difference between these two people isn't talent, it isn't luck, it isn't circumstances. It's one choice made daily. Will you take ownership of your life, or will you let life happen to you? Everything you want is on the other side of this choice. The person you want to become is waiting for you to make this choice. The life you want to live is waiting for you to make this choice. Let me tell you, taking ownership is the foundation, but ownership without wisdom is just expensive. The moment you commit to building something real, the mistakes start coming, and some of them cost years. I made most of them, so you don't have to. My friend, these are the lessons I wish someone had drilled into me before I even started. Each one is a shortcut someone else paid full price for. Lesson 1. Identify what game you're actually playing. This hit me hard at 23. Most entrepreneurs are playing games they never chose. In school, the game was clear. Good grades, get hired, climb the ladder. Simple. But as an entrepreneur, nobody explains the new rules. I spent my first year in business playing the work harder than everyone game. Didn't realize the real game was about leverage, systems, and choosing the right opportunities. Every few months, step back and name the game you're playing, then check if it's actually the one worth winning. That business idea you committed to 6 months ago, you're not locked in forever. The sunk cost fallacy will kill your business faster than any competitor. Be honest about whether you're on the right path. It takes more courage to pivot when you're wrong than to keep going out of pride. Why build something nobody wants just because you already started? So I'm about to show you the exact skills that made me more money than anything else I've learned. But first, you need to understand why most young entrepreneurs are building on quicksand right now. Lesson 2, develop skills that compound. Here's what I wish someone told me at 20. Stop chasing quick wins and start building skills that compound. Sales, communication, systems thinking. These aren't just useful. They multiply everything else you do. Learn to sell at 20 and you're not just closing deals. You're learning to persuade anyone, read any room, create value in every single conversation you have for the rest of your life. Pick skills with no expiration date, the ones that make you more valuable. Every year, you practice them. That's how you stop trading time for money and start building real leverage. Lesson 3, document your journey. My friend, take way more photos and videos than feels comfortable. Those late nights grinding, your first real customer, the moment something finally clicks, they're gone forever once they pass. I have like 10 photos from my first year in business, maybe, and I hate that I don't have more. Those memories fade faster than you think. But here's the kicker. Your messy journey is exactly what people behind you need to see. Content is currency now. And your behind-the-scenes struggles are more valuable than anyone's polished highlight reel. Document it, all of it. Lesson 4, capture what you learn. Here's the thing. Whenever you read a business book, listen to a podcast, or learn something that hits you, write down your thoughts immediately. Your actual reactions and how it applies to your life. When I read this one book at 21, I was convinced I'd remember every insight forever. I forgot almost everything within 3 months. Now I spend 15 minutes after every book writing what actually struck me, what I disagreed with, and specifically how it changes my approach to what I'm building. Sometimes I argue with the author in my notes. Sometimes I connect it to something else I learned. Your brain isn't reliable. It tricks you into thinking you'll remember. You won't. The act of writing forces deeper processing. You're not just passively consuming, you're actively thinking, and reviewing those notes months later, you'll spot patterns and connections you completely missed the first time. Capture your thoughts while they're fresh. Future, you will thank you. Business feels completely different when you're documenting and learning intentionally instead of just grinding blindly. If you've started capturing your journey or taking notes on what you learn, I want to hear about it. Comment below and tell me which skill you're building right now that you know will pay off for years. I'll be reading through and replying because we're all figuring this out together, and your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Lesson 5, become the connector. Every successful entrepreneur I know is good at one thing, bringing people together. Be that person. I spent 2 years complaining that I had no entrepreneurial friends in my city, waiting for someone to invite me into their circle. Finally got tired of waiting and just texted 5 people. Coffee next Tuesday, you in. 3 showed up. We started meeting monthly, and that group became my entire support system and led to 2 business partnerships. Create the group chats, organize the meetups, introduce people who should know each other, host the dinners. Most people want community. They're just waiting for someone to build it. Leadership starts when you say, let's do this, while everyone else waits. I started doing this at 22. My network went from 0 to invaluable in a year. Lesson 6, increase your surface area for luck. You're probably already putting yourself out there. Events, meetups, online communities, but there's always room for more. I used to skip networking events because I wasn't in the mood or convinced myself they'd be a waste of time. Then I forced myself to go to one I almost bailed on, spent most of the night feeling awkward, and met someone in the bathroom line who became my first major client. That one conversation I almost never had changed the entire trajectory of my business. When you're debating staying home versus going to that event you're not excited about, go to the event. Individual events might not matter, but the more you expose yourself to different people and opportunities, the more luck finds you. Some of my best partnerships came from events I almost skipped. Luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. You can't meet opportunity from your bedroom. Lesson 7, don't burn bridges, ever. Here's something that might help you someday. Don't trash competitors. Don't ghost people. Don't be a jerk just because you can. That person you think is average right now, they might be your investor in 5 years. That connection you ignored, they're running the company you'll want to partner with. People forget what you said, they forget what you did, but they never forget how you made them feel. Being kind costs you nothing. Being respectful when no one's watching builds a reputation that opens doors you didn't even know existed. By the way, I just launched YouTube memberships on the channel. If you've ever wanted to get more involved or support what I do here, this is a great way to do it. Members get some cool perks, like priority replies to your comments, and even the chance to suggest topics for future videos. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, check out the join button below. I'd love to have you on board. Lesson 8, invest from day one. Start investing. Now, even if it's just $50. My friend, if you have spare money sitting around, invest it. I let mine rot in a checking account at 20. Stupid. You don't need thousands to start. You just need to start. Time is your biggest advantage when you're young, and compound interest is literally free money for not touching it. Even small amounts matter. That $30 going to subscriptions you barely use, invest it instead. I'm not saying become a finance bro. I'm saying stop leaving money on the table when your future self is begging you to make the easy choice. Lesson 9, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Here's the thing, I love a late night work session. There's something about the quiet and focus when everyone else is asleep. But here's what I learned the hard way. Your best decisions happen between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. After 2 a.m., everything gets blurry and stupid. I used to pull all-nighters thinking I was being productive. I'd make huge business decisions at 3 a.m., send important emails half asleep, convince myself exhaustion meant I was working harder than everyone else. Wrong. I was just making terrible choices and calling it hustle. The most successful people I know aren't the ones grinding until 3 a.m., eating cereal in the dark like some kind of sleep-deprived zombie. They're the ones who protect their sleep like it's their most valuable asset. Because it is. Sleep affects literally everything. Your decision-making, your creativity, your mood, whether you can even recognize a good opportunity when it's staring you in the face. Stop wearing exhaustion like a badge of honor. It's not impressive, it's just inefficient. Learn when to stop. Rest is productive too. Lesson 10, consistency beats intensity. My friend, doing a little every day beats grinding once a week, always. I used to have these insane 12-hour work sessions where I'd feel super productive. Then I'd crash for 2 days straight, accomplish nothing, and hate myself. Terrible strategy. Now, focused blocks every single day. I get more done, feel better, and actually have a life outside work. This applies to everything. Content creation, building skills, staying in touch with people. Your brain doesn't build habits from weekend warrior sessions. It builds them from showing up daily, even when it's boring. Small and consistent beats big and sporadic every single time. The next lesson I'm about to share is the one that separates entrepreneurs who actually build something from those who stay stuck in preparation mode forever. It's about doing the thing most people are terrified to do without permission. Lesson 11, act first, apologize later. Want to start something? Just do it. Stop asking if it's okay. I wasted months, literal months, asking mentors if I should start my business. Is the timing right? Am I ready? Should I wait until I know more? Is this a good idea? Complete waste of time. You know what happened when I finally just started without permission? Nothing bad, the world didn't end, most people didn't even notice or care what I was doing. Worst case scenario, someone tells you to stop and you course correct, or you fail and learn something valuable. Best case, you actually build something real while everyone else is still planning. The world rewards action way more than it punishes mistakes. I promise you that. Taking initiative teaches you more in 1 week than 6 months of planning ever will. You're not going to feel ready. You're never going to have all the answers. Perfect timing doesn't exist. Lesson 12, stop worrying about judgment. Here's the truth that'll set you free. People aren't thinking about you. They're way too busy worrying about themselves. That product launch that flopped, they already forgot. That pitch where you stumbled over your words, nobody remembers but you. You're replaying it on loop while they've moved on with their lives. Stop letting phantom judgment control your decisions. It's not even real. Once you accept that you're not the main character in anyone else's story, you can finally be the main character in your own. Most of your anxiety vanishes when you realize everyone else is equally worried about what people think of them. They're not watching, they're not judging, they're too busy stressing about their own stuff. Stop performing for an audience that doesn't exist. Lesson 13, question difficulty assumptions. My friend, when something feels impossible, stop and ask yourself, how hard should this actually be? I made my first business way harder than it needed to be. I thought everything had to be complicated because real business is serious and difficult. That's what everyone says, right? Wrong. I was just psyching myself out. I'd spend hours overcomplicating simple decisions, adding unnecessary steps, creating problems that didn't exist. Why? Because I believed hard meant legitimate. Easy meant I was doing it wrong. Here's what changed everything. I switched from this is going to suck to let's figure this out. That's it. Same task, completely different energy. Most barriers are mental, not real. You're probably making things harder because you think that's what you're supposed to do. That thing you've been avoiding for weeks, it probably takes 20 minutes once you actually start. That skill you think takes years, you can get decent in months if you stop convincing yourself it's impossible. Question your difficulty assumptions. You might be fighting ghosts. Lesson 14, start building revenue early. Don't just read about making money, actually do it. Start small projects, launch basic services, test ideas fast, and learn what works. I started with simple freelance work and tiny digital products. The money wasn't life-changing, maybe a few $100 here and there. But the skills, invaluable. I learned how to create something people actually wanted, how to charge for my work without apologizing, how to handle rejection when someone said no, how to spot what sold and what flopped. That's one of the most important skills you'll ever develop, the ability to create value and get paid for it. Don't obsess over the money at first. A $50 sale teaches you as much as a $5,000 one when you're starting. Focus on learning the mechanics of exchange. Every failed project teaches you something. Every tiny win builds confidence. Learning to hustle early gives you this unshakable belief that you can always figure out how to make money. That belief is worth more than any paycheck. Lesson 15, learn sales or stay broke. Here's the truth, everything is sale. Pitching investors, recruiting talent, landing customers, convincing partners, getting anyone to believe in what you're building. If you can't sell, you can't build, period. I avoided sales for 2 years because it felt gross and pushy. I thought I was above it or something. Huge mistake. That avoidance cost me thousands of dollars and probably a year of progress. Here's what I finally learned. Sales isn't manipulation. It's not tricking people into buying garbage they don't need. Sales is helping people see how you solve their actual problem. Once I got that, everything changed. Can't code? Sell someone on your vision and find a technical co-founder. No money to start. Sell customers first and bootstrap from revenue. No connections. Sell yourself in every conversation until doors open. Sales is the ultimate leverage skill. Master it and you'll never be stuck again. You don't need to be pushy, you don't need to be fake, you just need to clearly communicate value, learn to sell, everything else gets easier. Lesson 16, build systems, not just hustle. Working hard is table stakes. Smart entrepreneurs build systems that work without them. I spent my first year doing everything manually, every customer interaction, every delivery, exhausting and impossible to scale. Then I learned about systems, templates, automation, delegation. Your job isn't to do the work, it's to build the machine that does the work. Start asking, how can I do this once and benefit forever? That mindset changes everything. Lesson 17, collaborate, don't compete. My friend, stop competing with other young entrepreneurs. Work with them instead. Share what you know, form partnerships, introduce people who should know each other, help others win, even if there's nothing immediately in it for you. The goodwill you create comes back tenfold in ways you cannot predict. That person you helped with free advice, they'll remember when they're hiring. That founder you connected with an investor, they'll return the favor when you need it. I used to guard my secrets like everyone was out to steal my ideas. Ridiculous. Nobody's going to execute your vision the way you will. And keeping everything to yourself just makes you isolated and paranoid. The people you help today open unexpected doors tomorrow. Business isn't zero-sum. There's enough success for everyone willing to work for it. Your real competition isn't other founders trying to build something. It's your own excuses, your own fear, your own inability to take action. Collaborate, build alliances, rise together. That's how you actually win. Lesson 18, focus on what you control. My friend, this is the one that matters most. You get limited mental energy each day. Spend it only on what you can actually change. Your effort, your attitude, your response to setbacks, your preparation, your next action. That's it. That's the list. Don't waste a single ounce of energy on things outside your control, the economy tanking, what your competitors are doing, other people's opinions about your decisions, what happened yesterday that you can't undo. The market might crash tomorrow. Your competitors might copy your exact product. Customers might ghost you after promising they'd buy. You cannot control any of that. You can only control how you respond when it happens. That's where your real power lives. I spent years stressed about things I couldn't change, replaying conversations I couldn't redo, worrying about scenarios that might never happen. Complete waste of time and energy. Focus obsessively on your circle of control. Everything else is noise. Your response to circumstances matters infinitely more than the circumstances themselves. Control what you can. Let go of everything else. You don't have to learn these through painful trial and error like I did. You can skip straight to what works. Some of these might seem obvious, others might feel uncomfortable. That's fine. You don't need to implement all 18 tomorrow. Pick 3 that resonate hardest. Start there. The crazy thing about being young is small changes create massive results over time. Start investing now, retire early, learn sales now, never struggle for revenue, build systems now, scale effortlessly later. Everyone else is winging it. You have a roadmap. The question isn't whether these work. The question is whether you'll use them. All these lessons, the mistakes, the pivots, the bold moves, they only matter if you're building towards something real. And real means wealth that works for you even when you stop working. Most people earn money their whole lives and have nothing to show for it. Not because they didn't make enough, because they never had a system. Here's the one simple method that changes everything. My friend, real wealth shows up as freedom, not possessions or online status. It means waking up and shaping your day by choice, guided by what matters to you, rather than being forced by obligations. So let me tell you about the 4% rule. Here's the math. Start with the income you actually want each year. Figure out how much you'd need to make that happen. That's your target. Reach it, invest it wisely, and money stops being a daily stress. Bills get paid, and decisions get easier. Most people hear that number and immediately shut down. That's impossible. It only feels impossible because they've never really looked at what's possible. Compound interest does most of the work for you, not hustle, just time and patience doing their thing. The math's already settled, it works. People avoid it because once you see the numbers, you have to admit you could have started years ago. I've seen people grind for years with no real direction, working late and never defining what enough actually is. So every raise disappears, every win feels temporary. They're moving fast, but there's no destination. That's what most people are doing with money, walking around hoping to get rich without ever deciding what rich means to them. I spent years making decent money, but saving nothing because I had no target. Once I did the calculation and saw my actual number, everything changed. Suddenly, every dollar had a purpose. Every side hustle had a reason. I wasn't just working, I was building towards something specific. Now the target is clear. This is where most people get stuck, figuring out how to earn enough extra to save and invest toward it, without drifting around or guessing. Now I'm going to show you exactly which skills can actually get you to that number. But first, you need to understand why most people stay stuck earning the same income year after year. They never invested in learning something the market actually values. Here's something most people don't do. Invest time in learning if you want to develop a high-income skill. If you already knew how to make serious money, you'd be making it right now. Which means investing in yourself and learning something the world actually values. Something people will pay you real money to do. The information exists. Most people just pretend they can't find it. You don't need a fancy degree. You can learn this stuff on your own if you're willing to put in the work. When I first started learning skills online, I picked the easiest looking part and stopped there. I learned just enough to feel productive, then wondered why no one wanted to pay much for it. I could do a task, but not the job. The moment I realized people don't hire pieces, they hire outcomes, everything changed. Every high-income skill falls into one of 4 categories. I call them the 4 M's. First is make. You're a creator. You edit videos, build websites, write scripts, design graphics. You create solutions people need. Most people never learn to put together a full solution. They pick up one piece, but not the whole thing. They can edit a video, but can't handle the entire process. People who can take something from start to finish get paid way more. If you're learning video editing, don't stop at cutting clips. Learn the full process: story structure, color grading, sound design, export settings. Be the person who can turn raw footage into a polished final product. That's the difference between getting paid a little and getting paid really well. Second is the market. If you know how to grab attention and redirect it toward a purchase, people will pay you insane amounts of money. Businesses are desperate for people who can bring them customers. This is honestly more valuable than the next one, even though everyone talks about it more. Marketing is about understanding human psychology, knowing what makes people stop scrolling, what makes them trust you, what makes them take action. The beautiful thing about marketing is it's completely learnable. You don't need natural talent. Study what works, test it, measure results, and optimize. Every business needs marketing. If you can prove you can drive customers profitably, you'll never struggle to find work. Third is monetize and sales. The ability to talk to someone and get them to hand over their money is incredibly valuable. If I had to rank marketing versus sales, marketing wins, but sales is easier to learn, so more people start there. Sales is about understanding objections, building trust quickly, and helping people make decisions that benefit them. The best salespeople don't feel sleazy because they genuinely believe in what they're selling. Start by selling something you actually believe in. It makes the learning process easier because you're not fighting internal resistance. Fourth is manage. Top dollar goes to people who can manage projects, outcomes, and problems. Someone who can come in and just handle things while the owner focuses on bigger issues. Start small. Handle your own projects really well before taking on others. Build your own systems. Keep track of tasks. Meet deadlines. Document how you do things. Once you show you can manage yourself, people will trust you with bigger responsibilities. Look at what you actually enjoy and what you're naturally decent at. Pick one of these 4 categories and commit to mastering it. Find someone to pay you while you learn, even if it's not much at first. You get better every single day for 3 years, and you'll be in the top tier of people in that skill. Here's what I'm curious about. Have you already started developing one of these skills, or are you still in the research phase? Because there's a huge difference between learning about something and actually getting paid to do it. Let me know in the comments where you're at right now. Are you already getting clients, or are you still building your skills? Your honest answer could help someone else realize they're not as far behind as they think. My friend, don't work for your money. Make your money work for you. This is going to be hard to hear because the entire system is designed to convince you to trade your time for a salary. But that's exactly the trap. For years, I tried to fix my finances by tightening everything. I tracked every coin, cut small joys, skipped treats, canceled subscriptions I actually used. On paper, I was being responsible. In reality, I was just stressed and still stuck. No matter how perfect my budget was, nothing really changed. Here's the truth. Focus on increasing your income. Cutting expenses only gets you so far. You can't build wealth if what you make barely covers what you spend. The math just doesn't add up. This is where most financial advice fails. Everyone tells you to skip the coffee and cancel subscriptions. Sure, that helps a little, but you're still stuck in the same income bracket, just miserable because you can't enjoy anything. The real move? Focus on earning more. Build a side hustle. Learn a high-income skill. Ask for a raise. Switch jobs for better pay. These are the moves that actually move the needle. I boosted my income by quite a bit in 2 years by switching jobs a couple of times and freelancing on weekends. It wasn't easy, but it paid off. The extra money went into investments that now grow quietly, making progress even while I rest. Most people are scared to ask for more money or try something new. They stayed comfortable and broke. You don't want to be that person. Your current income isn't your ceiling unless you decide it is. Oh, and quick heads up, I recently launched YouTube memberships, and it's a way for us to connect a bit more directly. Members get things like priority replies and can even pitch in ideas for future content. If that sounds fun, I'd be honored to have you on board. Just hit that join button below. My friend, you want to leverage, not labor. Leverage means a little effort creates massive results. Archimedes said, "Give me a lever long enough and I can move the world." That's exactly what we're talking about. I hit a breaking point in my mid-20s. One of my businesses was consuming every hour, leaving me exhausted, stressed, and watching my relationships crumble. My health was a mess, my mental state worse, and I seriously considered never starting another business again. I felt trapped, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere. Then I learned about leverage, and everything changed. Suddenly, I realized I didn't have to trade my life hour for money. Let me tell you the 4 types of leverage that can make you as wealthy as you want to be. Leverage number 1, code. Software, automation, AI, set it up once, and it keeps running. That's serious leverage. You don't need coding skills. Tools like Zapier, ChatGPT, Webflow, Airtable, let anyone do it. One setup handles email sequences, chat responses, or order workflows automatically. The time you spend building these systems returns hundreds of hours down the line. Leverage number 2, content. A video, a checklist, a playbook. Each piece of content works over and over without extra effort. One recording reaches thousands. That's leverage. Explaining something live ends when the call ends. Recording it preserves the knowledge, teaching unlimited people. SOPs, tutorials, templates, frameworks. Doing it once keeps paying off indefinitely. Leverage number 3, capital. My friend, using money to generate more money multiplies impact. Ads, hires, and investments keep working while you focus on other things. Every dollar can act like a worker. Money in ads brings in more sales. Money in talent creates more value. Using it well grows wealth fast. Using it poorly loses it just as fast. Smart use compounds over time, creating exponential gains. Leverage number 4, collaboration. How you work with people also matters. People want to see good people win. They want to partner where everyone makes money. Learning to recruit, manage, and understand people emotionally creates insane leverage. This is the most underrated move. One strong partnership can multiply your business. One great hire can free up hours in your week. Here's the problem, my friend. Most people struggle with collaboration. They're either too controlling or too hands-off. They don't know how to make it a win-win. The secret is being someone people want to work with. Be reliable, communicate clearly, share credit generously, and make sure everyone wins when you win. Do that consistently, and you'll have unlimited access to talented people who want to build with you. The guy working construction is working hard, but if he understands leverage, he's not just working harder, he's working smarter. His effort multiplies instead of just adding up. For most people, the highest leverage move is hiring an executive assistant. You reclaim hours each week by passing off tasks that don't need your unique skills. Focus your time on what only you can do, not what anyone else could. But multiplying your time doesn't mean much if no one knows you exist. Here's the secret for success. Distribution is more valuable over creation. Having a great offer without an audience is like shouting into the void. You can't be the world's best-kept secret. People need to know what you do and actually have the chance to buy from you. I'm involved with a company that has one of the best products in their space. It helps businesses understand their numbers and gives them strategies to improve. But without distribution, nobody would know it exists. No customers, no revenue, no business. A great product means nothing without distribution. Here's how you build your distribution plan today. Pick one channel. Everyone gets paralyzed trying to choose the right platform. I've learned it's not about picking the right one, it's about picking one and making it right. Every major creator picked one platform and mastered it. Podcast, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, pick one and go all in. Post daily. Consistency is the foundation for growth. The number one thing holding people back from building an audience is inconsistency. And I'm going to break your heart here. I'm talking about posting for the rest of your life, not just 6 months. If you're serious about this, it's a lifestyle. Start by giving real value for free. Share your best insights openly. Knowledge should cost nothing. Execution is where people pay. Deliver results up front, and trust grows. Solve small problems freely, and people will pay you to handle the bigger ones. Build your list, your email, your SMS. That's owned media. Social media is great for building awareness, but you don't own it. Your account could get shut down tomorrow and everything disappears. Take that attention and move it to channels you control. Build a personal relationship with your audience where the platform can't take it away. Integrate your promotion. Figure out what skill or service you want to sell and weave it into the value you're providing. Make it feel natural. What you teach and what you sell should be aligned. Think about how content creators integrate their products. They're not randomly throwing ads at you, they're building it into the value naturally. When you're teaching someone something, you can say, "Most people get stuck here. If you want help with this specific issue, message me." It's not aggressive, it's just a natural next step. Virality is luck. Distribution is a system. Build the system. Don't destroy your progress by flexing too early. Debt used to buy assets creates leverage and builds wealth. Debt spent on lifestyle creates a trap that's hard to escape. Knowing the difference shapes your financial future. A mentor once told me, making money is easy, keeping it is hard. If you earn more than you spend, you'll always move backward. Live below your means and let income from your assets cover any extra spending later. Youth only comes once. A few years of discipline, 3 to 5, sets the stage for lifelong freedom. Sacrifice now, and you avoid wishing for independence at 50. When I was in my early 20s, I made decent money. I flew my little brother to the West Coast for a 2-week snowboard trip, spent $16,000 on everything. It was amazing. Then I realized I hadn't set aside money for taxes. I spent the next few months digging myself out of that hole. That lesson taught me how to set up my finances so I'd never worry about money again. There are two kinds of debt. Good debt finances things that make you money. Inventory you can sell, ads that generate returns, equipment for your business, real estate. Debt to buy assets or invest in your business. That's good debt. Bad debt finances toys, status symbols, vacations. That's cash on fire. The money can't work for you anymore. Here's my rule. If it doesn't pay you back or make you money, you're selling yourself. You're trading the time it took to earn that money for something that gives you nothing back. I watched friends finance cars they couldn't afford, buy watches on credit, take trips they'd be paying off for years. They looked successful for 6 months. Then they were broke and stressed for the next 5 years. Rich people buy assets. Broke people buy applause. Now here's the part that separates people who build lasting wealth from those who just make money temporarily. I'm about to share the mindset shift that makes all these strategies actually work long term, but it's going to challenge everything you think getting rich is supposed to look like. My friend, use money as a tool, not the goal. Money isn't meant to be hoarded, it's meant to be used strategically. Here's the truth. Money doesn't solve problems. Money amplifies who you are. If you're a good person, you'll do more good with money. If you're selfish, you'll just be more selfish with resources. Money reveals character, it doesn't create it. There's only one rule that matters. Freedom isn't found in your bank account, it's found in your calendar. Use money to buy back your time through leverage so you can spend that time doing what you actually love. The goal isn't to get free and do nothing. That's not fulfilling. You were made to create, to build, to contribute. If your whole plan is to get rich and sit on a beach forever, don't be surprised if that opportunity never comes. There's no meaning in that. The real reward isn't the money, it's who you become in the process. You could take everything I've built away, and I'd be fine. I became the person who knows how to build it. I have the skills, I know the process. I could do it again in a fraction of the time because I'm not making the same mistakes twice. That's the power of this journey. You become someone different, someone more capable, more aware, more skilled. The money is just the scorecard. Most people will watch this video, nod along, and change absolutely nothing. They'll go back to complaining about money while doing the exact same things that keep them broke. Don't be that person. You now understand how wealth actually builds. You have a framework most people will never see. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't luck, it's execution. Every day you hesitate is a day someone else applies these principles to create the life you want. Your action now determines who moves forward and who falls behind. My friend, none of this is complicated, but none of it is easy. Fix the psychology, build skills that compound, master each level, own your choices, learn from the mistakes, build wealth that lasts. Do this daily, without excuses, and you become impossible to ignore. Quietly building, unstoppable. If you found this video helpful, this next video right here will take you even further. Your choice, your life. Start now.